Just making sure I had the mic on before I started talking. Wow, what a day. Only to be put the exclamation point on it by screwing with my internet. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Hope you guys are having a better day than I am. That is for sure. Let's see here as I get rid of that, just in case there's any audio coming through there. Alrighty. Well, gentlemen, and any ladies that might be out there, I appreciate you guys all for being here. Welcome to Mondays with Max. Alrighty. Let me do a couple of catch-up things. I thought this was... Oh yeah, I probably will. Need to make my wife's new there it is. I gotta make her a mod, because if you notice, hers now says Sun Flannel Mama. She made that decision on her own to change what she is here for. All right, hang on, let me make her a mod. There we go. She is now a mod. Alrighty, well, let me go back up from the beginning, which I thought was pretty funny when Brian Hollywood said, just realized I wasn't green or blue. WTF. Sorry, Max. I suck. You do not suck. But thank you for becoming an OnlyFlans member. I very, very much appreciate that. And without further ado, let me get down to my... Can see me. Oh, am I frozen by any chance? Or is it just our internet on our side being stupid? Please give me a message in the chat if it's okay. All good? All right. Well, then her computer is just being stupid. She probably does need to restart her computer. But anyway, thank you, Mining King, for the $10 super chat. Very, very much appreciate that. I'm glad you like the tree. If you notice, there's all the YouTubers on there. Supposed to be getting a panda panda sticker here in the next week or two, hopefully. So of course he will go on the tippy top. Mining King is up near the top. He's right there. And no, Chump Change, you're down here. We'll move you closer to the top, I guess. Anyway, it was unintentional. You were the third one on, so it was just kind of like we were spreading things around, and then we kind of just filled it in. But anyway, yeah, that was the wife's grand idea a couple weeks ago when she saw this small little tree, and she's like, "Oh, I'll put all the stickers on it." I'm like, "That's a great idea." And then, of course, as she's putting it up, she realizes, "Wait a minute, I have flannel scrap that I can put around as a tree skirt." So looks very finished. She does a nice job with arts and crafts stuff. That is for sure. So, well, what else would you call it? Anyway, alrighty. Well, let me do a quick rundown since I'm pretty far into this. Hawk Crypto, thank you for being here. Y2K Anonymous, Canadian Miner, Patrick Guyan, and Brian Hollywood, who was actually the first one here. Like I said, putting the pressure on. Network Bits, good to see you, Joe. Travelers Travel, Sonia Neer, Pineapple Pizza, Gordon Murray. Let's see, a lot of people talking back and forth. Second TL Mining, thank you for being here. I think I already said Gordon Murray. Geek of all trades, yo. Automatic Beats. Slick Nick 87. Let's see, Gandalf Gray. Cheerish, good to see you. Ultra Carbon, 4J, Mike the Miner, Cooking with Kaiser, D Miners. Tains, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. And thank you to all my members. And Dr. Jafar Cali, CZ Bastard. I think I'm getting down to the bottom of the list now. Crypto Hunter, thank you for being here. And of course, Sun Flannel Mama, as I mentioned before. Yankee, Your videos, by the way, are very funny. I liked your short you did the other day. That was pretty funny. The Canadian with the hockey, Canadian USA with the hockey. I got a kick out of that one. So thank you for that. Let's see here. Chump Change, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. All right. Meathead. And if I missed anybody, Galaxy 9 Synthesis. And I'm sorry if I missed anybody, but I tried to hit everybody. Before I go any further, I had forgotten the last time that this live stream is sponsored by
Flexpools.net would like to announce a new weekly lottery for loyal miners that support their project. As you might already know, Flexpools is operated by the people from the Flux team as they want to provide a safe and transparent mining experience. While the Flux project does not take directly from the pool, they do give a portion of the fees back to the Flux project because they understand that both the project and the miners are what makes this pool possible. Flexpools has given away nearly 5,000 Flux a month back to miners. The new Flux lottery gives 5 lucky winners $50 each in Flux each week when you have a 95% uptime on your rig. There will also be a bi-weekly winner who maintains 99.5% uptime. That winner will receive 1.7 kilosouls of hash rate for 48 hours to their wallet. Flexpools has also announced a 0% mining fee and 1% parallel asset fee forever. This on top of the weekly loyalty program. You can also earn up to 3 Flux per week. That giveaway prize will be sent directly to the mining address and nowhere else. Furthermore, Flexpools.net has just launched a Neoxa pool with a miner loyalty program where you can earn up to 1,000 Neoxa for up to 1 gigahash each week with 0% mining fee for the first 30 days. Please do not mine directly to an exchange as your rewards may be lost as a result. Come see why Flexpools.net is a great place to mine.
Okay, I'm back. Definitely have to catch up on the chat here. So first of all, Crypto Tito, trust me, you're not late. I was late. I had problems with internet, so hopefully we'll be able to last through the stream without having any internet problems. But things seem to be working right now, so that's a good thing. Alrighty, and then I'm sorry, this one really I thought was funny, Hawk. I thought it was very funny. Now I just have to find it. Where is it? Shoot. Shoot, it was whoever said this. No, I know that one, but there was another one that basically, oh, you know what? That one was probably held, but it said this guy's voice makes me want to kick some chickens. Which I thought was very, very funny. Anyway, I don't see it here in the checks. It probably wasn't approved. But anyway, I thought it was very, very funny. Alrighty. Well, let's talk about a few things before I get into the AMA. First off, good old Ethereum, they had a core devs called last core devs meeting. It was pretty interesting. Obviously I was home, so I was like, oh, core devs meeting. Let's see what it's like. Let's put it on, see what happened. And I was pretty shocked to hear some pretty, for them, spicy conversation where there was some definite disagreement about what the next fork should hold. There were quite a few people saying that the next fork should actually be focused on withdrawals, which I think is a very smart idea. They were talking about not really rushing it, but saying, let's focus on this and let's get it done in 6 months instead of doing another one in a year, just doing one big fork in a year. Kind of sounds a lot like, what they did for the merge, which we know what 6 months turns into. 6 months will turn into 12 months. So just focus on one thing so you at least get that out. Otherwise, we're talking 2 years before the next fork. So I was really, really happy to hear that. Like I said, I actually did reduce my holding of ETH, which wasn't that high. I had sold like 80% of it before. And now of the 20% I have left, I sold a third of that off. But I hadn't fully sold everything when I heard the core devs meeting, and I was kind of like, oh, all right, maybe I'll hold that what I have left. So I don't know. Haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I thought it was pretty interesting that the core devs, decided that, or at least a bunch of them decided. Now, unfortunately, they couldn't come to an agreement, and I didn't listen to the whole thing. I really need to get to the point where usually what happens at the end of a discussion when a decision is going to be made is that Tim Biko will speak up and say, so what I'm hearing is this. If anybody thinks it's something else, let me know. And he waits for a few, maybe 30 seconds, and then says, okay, we're going to move forward with that. So he, in essence, in my opinion, makes the final decision unless somebody speaks up, which it never seems anybody does after a full discussion has been made. So anyway, just found that very, very interesting. And what else did I put in that thumbnail? I know I talked about, everybody knows what's going on with lolminer. Oh, now I remember what I put in. lolminer 1.63 is doing wonderful things with efficiency with Caspa. I am thoroughly enjoying that on 3 out of 4 of my rigs. Unfortunately, 5700 XTs do not do very well on Caspa. So I've got those on Flux, as well as my other 3 PCs. I'm still mining on Flux, although I am thinking about switching some of them over to Caspa, since I've got 4 nodes. Probably will soon have I shouldn't say soon. I'm not sure exactly when. I will try to get a 5th node up and running. I do have enough to run a 5th node now. I took that portion of Ethereum I sold, got me up high enough to get to 5,000. I wanted to get the Zelcore Plus, and you need 5,000 Flux in order to do that. It used to be, I think, 10,000. So now it's only 5,000. So it adds a few new features, adds the ability to actually provide like an API link to exchanges. So it makes it easier to swap coins. Plus you have access to a quick swap feature. Of course, don't even have to go in there. You could always use Simple Swap or Swap Space, or a couple of different services that are out there as well. So anyway, Joker Miner, hello. Appreciate you being a member for 1 month, as I appreciate all my members. And if you do want to make a comment to me, please tag me. I am watching actually both chats. I'm using a thing called Twidget, which allows me to push the chats, the selected chats onto the screen. So, but I'm monitoring the regular chat, which allows me to look at that a little bit closer. So one of the things I would say is in like Red Panda's videos about Caspa, he was referencing Kiwi Miner, and if you haven't subscribed to him, highly suggest it. He's got some great videos on the right overclocks for efficiency on a number of different GPUs. So anyway, it helped me a lot. I've been watching him, so that was really cool. The other guy I've been watching has been, is it Retro Mike, I think is his name. Anyway, he did a video today on Storj. Storj, it's Storj. And it basically is Project Thunder. I guess it's been around for a while. It's got over like 17 or 18,000 nodes, and its primary function is to provide storage to those people willing to pay for it. And it's decentralized storage is exactly what it is. So you can provide, I think, as little as 500 gigabytes of storage. So, and you get paid on a per terabyte rate is for storage, as well as transfer, egress, audit. Anyway, and the other thing is the requirement for it is only 5 megabits per second up, and I think 25 megabits per second down. So the requirements of it are really, really light. Now, it does make me a little worried that the service may not be super fast if they're only going to require 5 megabits per second. But if it's cheap enough that people will still want to use it, I don't know. It was pretty interesting. So Retro Mike basically went through an entire process of how to get that running on the same rig as your Hive OS. So again, I thought that was pretty interesting as well. So one of the things I'm thinking about doing actually is for my 5th node, actually getting it up and running on the Hive OS PC. And similarly to the way that he was running Storj. So I could reformat everything and get 2 VMs up and running, one running the the node and the other one running Hive OS, or I can have them running side by side. So kind of thinking that I might do that. So not sure. Playing around with it. That one rig that I have has a 5950X that I mine Raptorium with, and I could always take away a few cores from Raptorium and allow the nodes. I don't know. I'm toying with a couple ideas with it, but the other thing I was just toying with was maybe running a storage node with it as well. So, or running a storage node off of one of the other rigs that I have. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. But again, I definitely thought it was very interesting. He goes through the whole process of how to create the node. So anyway, pretty cool. All right. Cherish says Project Thunder will be utilized by local dApps as well. Persistent storage for dApps is the real game changer. That is correct. And speaking of Retro Mike Crypto, thank you very much for the $3 super chat. Very much appreciated. Definitely enjoyed your video today. I was listening to it in the car, so obviously I wasn't like taking notes or anything, but I was getting the general gist of what you were doing, and appreciated that you didn't like edit anything out. It was everything, even the small little mistakes you made along the way, like, oh, wait a minute, I did that. And I like that. Makes it really genuine. So definitely appreciated that video. Go check him out. Go subscribe to Retro Mike Crypto if you haven't already. He has great stuff. Anyway, alrighty. Let's see. What else did I have on the menu for tonight? It was LOL miner, Storj, the ETH thing, and then what was the third thing again? Oh, the Bitcoin miner. So I had told you guys that I had received a Bitcoin miner from Bitcoin Merch. Thank you to Bitcoin Merch for providing that. I appreciate it. And it was pretty darn easy to get up and running. There was one little hiccup towards the end, but I was able to get past that once I stopped beating my head against a wall. So anyway, so one of the things, so this is the Compact F USB Bitcoin miner, mines SHA-256 coins. And so, basically one of the things it needs is a powered USB hub. So it was difficult finding a good powered USB hub because none of them really had good specs on the USB hub like what it would power through a USB 3.0 connection. So a USB 3.0 connection actually technically only provides 900 milliamps. That's the spec. But there are those powered hubs that will go higher than that. So the one I have goes up to 1.2. Right now it's mining at about an average of about 275 gigahash, which is nothing on the Bitcoin network. But anyway, I got it up and running. But what I did find was that when it came time to set up the bat file, it had a pool, and I can't even remember what the pool was, but it had a pool in there, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll just stick with that pool. No big deal. And I'm going to put in all my information. Didn't work. So then I looked at the pool and it said, okay, well, you have to log in and everything, but it didn't ask for like a Bitcoin address or any type of address to mine to. So I'm like, all right, then that -u is still got to be that address. Well, I couldn't get the thing to work that way. So I started looking into other pools and basically went to Lucky Monster, and Kano was the first one. And then, like I said, then went to Lucky Monster. And right now it's down because of all the problems I was having. I was like, I'm just going to take everything, down on the computer and anything that's causing any type of load. And I did find that when I was using it on this computer, it does cause about a 10% load on my 5600X consistently. So it will affect my CPU mining because I do mine on my personal PC when I'm not using it on anything strenuous. Usually at night when I'm on the computer, I'll just turn off the CPU miner, but sometimes I will leave it running. But anyway, it's certainly going to reduce my CPU mining capability with the Bitcoin miner hooked up to it. So something else. But anyway, once I switched over to Lucky Monster and just put in their information, boom, up it came, no problem. Now I did try to, the standard clock on it is plus 400. And I tried raising it and I really can't get anything higher than about 420, even though the setting is from 400 to 800. I'm guessing it's because the USB hub won't put out that much power. That's my guess, but I'm good with that. 275 gigahash. I look at this as it's a lottery ticket. That's what it is. And it's probably got about the same odds, payoff as buying a lottery ticket. Because it's about, I think they said something like 1 in 10 or 15,000 that using one of these, you'll actually hit a block. And if you think about it, okay, 1 in 10 to 15,000, and you're going to win about, what is it? 3.25 Bitcoin now. I think went from 6.5 to 3.25. Anyway, whatever it is, you're talking about something less than $100,000 at this point. So yeah, you're buying a lottery ticket. But again, like I said, it's a fun little thing. I'll continue to mine it on my desk. So I've got my USB hub with that miner, and I'm using the USB hub for other things too, because honestly, it was a pain to try to continue to either plug things in and out of the back of the computer or to continue to change the things I needed to plug in on the top, whether it be an SD card reader or my external hard drive and all that kind of stuff. I don't need to worry about that anymore. I can just plug it into the USB hub and we're good to go. So it was definitely a nice little accessory, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Galaxy 9 Synthesis says my stability declines above 420 as well. Well, good to know that I'm in good company. I was hoping that I'd be able to hit that 350 on a consistent basis. Pineapple Pizza lottery ticket pays way more. Well, yeah, it pays way more, but your odds are way worse. So yeah, now you're spending $200 to buy the unit. I was lucky they provided it to me. So all full disclosure, again, thank you to Bitcoin Merch. I do appreciate it. but you do pay the $200, but then it's a consistent basis that you always have this lottery ticket going all the time. So instead of having to buy a $2 lottery ticket every single time that the lottery comes up. So I don't know. I had been given that some thought of lottery or Bitcoin miner, and I kind of like the Bitcoin miner. It's always fun to like, did I hit one? And you open up the page, nope, didn't hit one. And you know it's going to be zero, but there's always that possibility of being the lucky one. Did I hit a Bitcoin block? So I don't know, a little bit of excitement every single time I open up the pool page, hoping that today is the day, and that, yeah, probably is about 1,200 years is when you reach like 100% luck. So yeah, I'm not going to live to that point. So anyways, let me start reading some of the comments. So Brian Hollywood, sorry, I was just reading Network Bits comment. Anyway, Brian Hollywood, what PDU am I using? I am currently using a Triplite PDU with a external power monitor. So yes, I don't have the ability to turn things on and off at the PDU, but what I have been able to do is set up commands in Hive for a few of my rigs where they turn on and turn off at the same time every single day. Well, and actually right now, because Caspa's profitable enough, I'm actually not turning off at all. Power is still relatively low. It's getting in the 10-cent range during the middle of the day, and at night it's in the 6-cent range. So it's definitely squeezing a little bit where there's no huge demand. There's not huge demand, but there's more consistent demand. Therefore, you're not going to be getting this really, really low power rate at night. But on another one, I do have the ability to remotely turn it on and off via a smart plug and hooked up through a AC to DC power converter that I used to power a IDE drive. And so I can use that Molex connector to connect directly into the breakout board to be able to turn it on and turn it off. I did a previous video on that, but definitely that has worked out great, because I can look at the power at any time on my phone, be like, oh, it's low. All right, I'll go ahead and turn you on. And then I'll check 2 hours later and I'll be like, well, heading into that higher part of the day, it's low now. I'm going to be safe. I'll turn it off. So anyway, it's definitely been really, really helpful. But no, I do not. I don't know where you're going with that, Brian, but no, I do not have the ability to turn off and on at the PDU, although I did look into those. But by the time I started looking into it, the costs of all of those had gone up really high. It's like everybody wanted that. Pineapple Pizza, did you see my comment about a possible solution to your internet problems? Yeah, I did, way back up at the top, about an active return relay or something. I have no idea what that is. All right, but I'm going to scroll back up, see if I can find your comment. PCT active return coaxial CATV amplifier. Look into it. I honestly, I don't think it's signal level. It may have been that tonight, but right now everything in the house, like literally my cable modem is right up there, and it basically comes directly from the side of the house. So there's not any like splitters or anything in the middle of. We basically took out a Mocha amplifier in the middle of everything, and basically put everything directly connected. And then they readjusted their signals coming into my house, and everything looked cleaner doing that. Not that I really had any problems. The problems were completely not related to any of that, but that I was having about a year and a half ago to 2 years ago. And but yeah, it's I I don't know if they're just getting back to having some of those problems. I know anytime you mess with something, just looking for trouble, and they upgraded, enhanced the service. And ever since they did that, it's been a little flaky. So, yeah, I will be calling them a little bit later, just to have a chat about the issues that I've been having. So, but we'll see. Anyway, all right. I did read that. Geek of all trades. Oh yeah, please do send me one of your new stickers. I would appreciate that. Let's see. And Yankee, thank you for saying you like the Christmas tree. I appreciate that. All righty. Let me scroll back down. Brighton Hollywood. So you watched another Booger Pickers Anonymous meeting, hot crypto mining. Ooh, ouch. So Second TL Mining says, is your 5700 XT doing well on Flux? Yeah, I have 6 of them. I mean, they're doing okay. They're making around 39 to 40, that range. And they were doing higher before, but at a lot more power. So I did save a bunch of power with changing some settings, actually thanks to Kiwi Miner. And my efficiency went from about 0.37 to 0.4, that range, up to 0.42 to 0.45. So I gained about 0.05 hash per watt better. So that's a considerable increase in efficiency. So definitely helped. I'm more profitable for more of the time. I'm profitable for more of the time. So that's cool. All right. I had said Retro Mike, thank you for the super chat. Geek of all trades says CPU mining in a virtual environment gets less yields than on bare metal. So not only taking cores away from hashing, but reduces efficiency. Huh. Hadn't thought of that. All right. Good to know. Thank you for mentioning that. I appreciate that. All right. Let's see. Gandalf Gray says, I'll be mining with 112 terahash, hopefully in a few days. Cool. Yeah, that's obviously a heck of a lot more than the 275 gigahash that I'm doing. So let's see here. Oh, did Hobbyist Miner show up? I did not see him, but I see somebody making, oh, there he is. Hey, Hobbyist Miner, good to see you, sir. And yes, you did make the tree as well. All right. Let me scroll down. Network bits that we're hitting the dispensary. I don't know where the dispensary came from. I know we're in Illinois that anybody can get pot at this point, but anyway, I never did hear back from Fieldworks. Nothing. I didn't have time to actually give them a call today, but yeah, that's frustrating. That's the first time I've ever had that happen with Fieldworks. In case any of you didn't know, Network Bits, another person who's on this channel as well as myself, we're going to go to a survey that was going to pay us some money to provide feedback, I think, on a crypto app. They were asking all kinds of questions of what's your experience with crypto, and asked me. I actually never got a hold of the other people, so I don't know. Maybe they got enough people for it and then said they didn't need us. That's possible. Network Bits. Max tries to have an intelligent discussion, and this is what he ends up with. All right. And I said that about asking me about what PDU I use. Oh, Pineapple Pizza says he'll send me one. I'm guessing the active return thingy he was talking about. Upgrade in air quotes. Sorry, I'm missing the conversation about where you're talking about the upgrade. But that is okay. All right, let me scroll down. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Oh, and Integra Guy was the other guy that was going to do the survey. He is here. Good to see you, Integra Guy, and thank you for being a member. And he's like, where's my money? I know, I was looking forward to it today. Because they pay you when you're there. especially today. I lost $150 in cash today. I don't know when it fell out of my pocket, but it must have fallen out of my pocket. So worst of all, it's company petty cash. And so I have to replace it with my own money. Unfortunately, that sucks. But what is funny about it, I started thinking about it over the last, 45 minutes after I finally had retraced all my steps all day. I know I had put the money in there. And, but when I lose $150 in crypto, I don't even think twice about it. I lose $150 in cash, and that just pisses me off. I started thinking, like, that's putting it in perspective. So, Brian Hollywood, the Rodney Bat signal finally went through. Thank you for the $10 super chat. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to become a member either. I guess my question to you, Brian Hollywood, would you rather be blue or would you rather be green? You let me know. But Rodney, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Second TL Miner says, what's your views on BlockFi with the Chapter 11? Not surprised. Knew it was coming. I mean, Voyager's going to go, if they haven't already, they'll go Chapter 11. I mean, it just isn't surprising. I feel bad for people that were on BlockFi. I had friends that were on BlockFi. I actually haven't spoken to them to see if they got out before that all happened, hoping they did. From what I understand, the writing was on the wall for those people that were paying attention. I mean, you really have to be paying close attention. But yeah, not surprised. We knew people were going to lose their money, and that's just the formality of the inevitable. Are they going to reorganize? No, they're not going to reorganize. They're done. They're done in my belief. All right. Brian Hollywood says, you told Hawk crypto mining he had to earn it, so I expect to be held to the same standard. Your call. That's funny. Nah, Brian Hollywood, you're a much nicer guy than Hawk. Triggered yet, Hawk? Trying. I don't know. Maybe he's probably gone back to work. Probably speaking to nothing now at this point. Hawk's probably gone. Chili, how are you? Good to hear from you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. All right, guys, what other questions do you have for me this evening? I'm glad that I'm going to give myself the kiss of death here. I'm glad that my stream hasn't completely gone to crap, because that's the way it was going to start with the speeds I was getting and the latency I was getting. It was horrible. I went down and talked to my daughter. I said, so you having some latency? She's like, yeah, the pings are over a second. I'm like, oh, damn. What did you have to ask me? Oh, yes, she did. But she changed names. I forgot. It's not fair. All righty. All right. Questions, people. Questions. Throw them at me. In the meantime, I'll try to think of anything else I've had going on this week. Oh, funny thing at work today. And I'm sure I'll get a lot of opinions, but so this was completely bizarre. So we send out a lot of packages from work. So we send out, one of our customers is Tata, doesn't matter. Good Earth Tea. So there is this box, like about, I don't know, this big, small box and it says Good Earth Tea. It's taped, but doesn't feel like what you'd have with Good Earth Tea in it. And it was just sitting in the area where the UPS gets sent out. So the guy who does our UPS is like, I know nothing about this package, so I'm going to go give it to our engineer, the guy who knows everything type of guy in the office. Yes, I don't know everything. He knows everything. I haven't been there long enough. This guy's been there for 10, 12 years. You ask him anything about our WMS system, he knows it. So he is an extremely great resource to have, and I'm thankful to have him. Anyway, brings him the box. So he, of course, is like, well, I'm going to open it. Inside is an Intel NUC, brand new, never been opened. And so he has no idea what this is. So he brings it to me. He's like, hey, this is what I found. And I'm like, wait, you found this? What do you mean you found it? He's like, well, and then he told me the story of how it came to be. And I'm like, okay, this is not a cheap device. This is like probably $300. I found out later it was a $400 device. I said, it's probably $300. And this isn't anything like IT would use. I mean, they could, but I don't see them using this. This is kind of like a home, somebody likes to tinker and I don't know. So like, this is really odd. So I, messaged my contact in IT. She's like, I know nothing about this. So I'm like, maybe this was, the only thing I can think of is that it might've been somebody from Second Shift who wanted to ship it using our account is what I'm thinking. And the only way to do that was to put it in one of our boxes and get it sent out. So right now this thing's hidden and I'm waiting for somebody to speak up to see if somebody says, hey, did you see this around type of thing? And see what happens, because yeah, that's a big no-no. I actually knew somebody when I worked for Motorola. And this is where I learned one thing in a meeting. I'll tell you about this in a second. But anyway, one thing you do not use is company resources to ship stuff or receive stuff. Most companies do not allow that. Some do, but Motorola had a very strict policy on that. So I found out, well, it was announced that there was a guy who got fired. And he's like, just wanted to let you guys all know there was a big meeting called. So-and-so no longer works here. If you have any contact with him, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They went through and did a whole bunch of things. Anyway, so everybody's like, well, what happened? Like, well, we can't really discuss it. So somebody from the back goes, hypothetically, what should we not do? And so he's like, well, since you put it that way, don't ship or receive anything out of our shipping office. And on top of that, don't argue with anybody in the shipping department trying to force them to do what you want them to do, to the point where you might come to blows. We're like, got it. So pretty much figured out that's what happened. But anyway, bottom line is companies do not want you using company resources for obvious reasons. Anyway, so I'm curious to see if somebody comes to me and says, hey, did you see a Great Earth tea box over there? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe at that point I give them $150 back. Yeah, sure. I can give it to you. I'll sell it to you for $150. Anyway. All right, let me go back up here. I'm sure I missed a whole bunch of comments here. Oh, Gandalf Gray says, are you running storage nodes? I am not yet. I just found out about it today. So I'm intrigued. Might see, I've got a bunch of old hard drives that are of questionable quality that I'm thinking I might want to see if I could get running on a storage node, maybe. I don't know. Kind of wondering about it. Little Time Mining asked me, what low cap coins are you looking into? There's enough regular coins out there to look into. I'm inherently lazy. You guys may not realize that. Of course, Sunflower Mom was over there kind of like nodding her head. Anyway, I like to see other people do a video on it first, and then I'm like, okay, now I might be intrigued. So yeah, I'm not much of a looking into low cap coins. The other part of it is that I do not ever want to mine to a, basically a wallet that is command line, or just, I want to mine to a regular wallet, Coinami, Trust Wallet, or an exchange if need be. Yeah, that's what I would want to do. I do not like experimenting with these brand new coins because you never know what you're going to get with these wallets. So no, thank you. No, thank you. Bacon, eggs, and hash. Do you think more exchanges are going to go bye-bye? How deep do you think the FTX rabbit hole goes? I do think that we will lose at least one more exchange, would be my guess. Possibly two. But I think that there's, exchanges out there that will do just fine. Coinbase is one, Binance is another. The one I'm at, Bittrex, I think will be absolutely just fine. The question is not sure about some of the others. So anyway, that's my opinion. I think there will be one or two more pins to fall, shall we say. Hobbyist Miner, we are looking at Intel NUCs for next year. Nice. What are you going to be using the Intel NUCs for? You talking about at work? Because maybe this was a work thing, but I mean, it was in a box taped up with a UPS label on it, but the UPS label on it was from like 4 months ago, and it was to our address from Great Earth Tea. It was bizarre. It was absolutely bizarre. Anyway, Intel NUC good for TV dashboards. TV dashboards? Not sure what you mean by that. Maybe you IT people maybe understand what that means. I am not sure. What caused the flux spike yesterday? I have no idea. I looked. The only thing I could see was that there was a tweet by Bunny Analyst who tracks a bunch of different metrics of Flux. One is their profit, not their profitability, but their revenue, meaning how many Flux are they making. So that's continually growing. It's growing at an extremely fast rate. The tweet that came out yesterday was the utilization of the Flux nodes. And basically they said 40%. I was kind of called BS on that, but because it depends on how you define utilization. The way they're defining utilization is at least one app on a node that's utilized. That means that node is utilized, but it's not fully utilized just because it has one app. It could hold multiple apps on it. So anyway, but if you're measuring it, you got to measure it based upon something. So certainly if you had every node with at least one app running on it, that would be cool. That would show that it's being utilized. So, anyway, it'll be curious to see, but as utilization goes up, that will drive the price of Flux. Think about stocks. When they announce, oh yeah, our growth was supposed to be, 15% and it was 30%. And we think next quarter it's going to be 35% when it was predicted to be 20%. Obviously all those types of things are going to drive a stock price higher. Same thing with Flux. If people weren't paying attention and all of a sudden this came out and they're like, wait a minute, that's really pretty interesting. But anyway, that's the only thing I can think of. So don't know. Golden Wolf, good to see you. Todd Thibault, appreciate you being here. Alrighty. Let's see what else we got here. So Gandalf Gray says, I've been interested in running a Storj and Filecoin for quite some time. Yeah, Filecoin, I'm not Is that similar, Filecoin, similar to Storj, and basically just selling, a Dropbox type service? Filecoin, I wasn't really sure about. I looked into it a long time ago when it was first coming out, but I haven't looked at it since. So kind of forgot about it. Samir Bahati says Caspa. Yeah, I like Caspa. I actually watched a video about Caspa from Son of a Tech. And, basically Caspa's use case is having extremely fast transaction speed on a proof of work network. So basically it's the improvements that they're trying to make in their blockchain. Oh, and it's built from the ground up. So it's not built on anything else. It's not a fork of something else. So it's actually created by the makers of Caspa. And, but anyway, they have a roadmap with a clear direction of making it the fastest blockchain. So anyway, thought it was pretty cool. But like I said before, do I mine it because I believe in it or I don't believe in it? I'm mining it because it's the most profitable thing. And just in case, I'm going to keep a small bag. And then the rest of it, probably start putting into Bitcoin. That's just me though. So I haven't decided how big of a bag I want yet. Right now I'm kind of thinking 20, 30,000 Caspa, but I don't know. We'll see. I've reached my goal for Raptorium, which was 50,000 Raptorium. So I need to find something else to put that on. I'll probably be looking into mining Darrow, but problem with Darrow is, yes, you have to mine to their wallet. So I don't know. We'll see. Haven't decided on that yet. That'll be a project for this upcoming weekend. Oh, Bacon X Hash. I just pulled my ETH off Koinomi. Oh, interesting. And the only thing I got on Koinomi actually right now is Aeon. And it's kind of like my center, as I actually am staking Aeon, which pretty much removes it from the wallet, but it's got to tie back to the wallet. When you want to withdraw it, it's got to go back to that wallet. But yeah, that's really the only thing I was using Koinomi for, when I was mining Monero. I was mining it to the Koinomi wallet. Alrighty. Ronnie says, in your opinion, oh, I already said that. Okay. I must have gone up too high. Good evening, Caveman Mining. Good to see you. Oh, Gandalf Gray, they're essentially the same thing. So Storj and Filecoin. Yeah, I don't know. I actually never looked into Filecoin at the time because when Filecoin came out, everybody's worried and the cost of disks went up and yeah. I like that. What the Flux, and then Galaxy 9 Synthesis says, rock the Caspa. Rock the Caspa. I like that. I like that a lot. RC says, what if Caspa is just a class project by the Harvard professor? Like I said, if it has value right now, I'm going to mine it and get to a certain point. And if it goes to zero with my base bag that I'm just saying I'm getting this bag and then I'm going to hold it, then them the risks. That is what can happen. But I don't want to put all my eggs into that type of basket that I'm not fully invested, not fully interested yet. The use case may be, very, very fast transaction speeds, but I guess look at Litecoin. Litecoin hasn't taken off. That's way faster than Bitcoin. And it does well. I mean, it does okay. It has a decent number of transactions, but if it's so much better than Bitcoin, why aren't more people flocking to Litecoin? So just an example. So just because Caspa is the newest, greatest thing on the block from a transaction speed perspective does not necessarily mean, in my opinion, that the price of their crypto will follow suit with everything they're trying to do. Let's see. Bacon, eggs, and hash. Koinomi is awesome. They're a privacy exchange. Just had way too much ETH on it to be comfortable. Yeah, can understand that. Now, interesting thing is a lot of these warm wallets, hot wallets, whatever you want to call them. As far as I know, there haven't been any, fraud or infiltration or people stealing, at least not on a mass scale. Of course, it's possible that somebody could get some of your passwords and figure out a way in. There's always that possibility, unless you're using really secure passwords, which would make sense. But yeah, I don't know. So I have basically moved most of my stuff to Zelcore. So, all right. Gandalf Gray says LTC may have taken off, but it's way more profitable to mine than BTC. Well, that's true. That is very true. Well, certainly I was happy to see. I didn't actually hold a lot at the time. I have held LTC and Litecoin in the past, but I don't know. It has a soft place in my heart. When I need to do a transfer, I usually transfer things. Like if I need to move money from one coin to another, but there's not a direct way to transfer it, I'll transfer things to Litecoin first and then transfer them to the coin I want. So yeah, I love Litecoin. Let's see. Yeah. New England Crypto is asking Brian Hollywood, you holding for the next cycle? Hell yeah. Why, at this point, not really worth it to sell. I don't think we have a lot more downside. Not to say that we can't have more downside, but I don't think we've got that much more downside. Worst case, maybe another 20%. Worst case. I don't actually think we'll get 20% worse, but just saying that would be worst case. I think the greater risk is as things go up that you don't want to miss out. Fear of missing out. But I think the biggest gains we're not going to see for quite a while, not until after the halving. So we've got quite a bit of time, well over a year before that halving takes place with Bitcoin. So what I will find interesting is Flux, has a halving coming up. I am really curious to see if this has an effect on its price. So I don't know. I generally have seen non-Bitcoin halvings have little immediate effect on the cryptocurrency price. So I don't know. We'll see. You make the payment so low that people are less likely to be involved in it. So I don't know. I mean, they have a schedule. They're going to continue to roll on that schedule. But I think you get to a point where if the rewards aren't there anymore, then people just start leaving the project. And you don't want that to happen with Flux, not with all of its possibility. So we shall see. I meant hold Sia coin. I'm guessing that's what we're talking about, or swap for something else. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know much about Sia coin. I'm pretty, basic when it comes to that. I was actually surprised. I looked to see where Storj was, Storj, and it was in the top 200, which I was surprised. Not top 100. I think it was like 155, I think is what it was. So yeah, I was a bit surprised because I was like, man, is this thing like, top 1,000? And so when I saw that it was top 200, I was like, oh, pretty interesting. Maybe it'll be something worth looking into. Anyway, if nothing else, I thought it'd be a kind of a fun little project to get a few hard drives that I hadn't used in quite a while and get them running. I haven't looked to see what the drive's requirements were as far as speed. I'm guessing there probably is some. So I don't think I'll probably be using any of my old IDE drives. But I do have some old SATA drives that I could use. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Geek of all trades, 7K BTC incoming. Just wait and see. I'm calling it before Q2 2023. Well, here's my question, Geek of all trades. If that's what you're predicting, are you completely sold out of crypto or are you holding? Because if you truly believe that, why wouldn't you sell? ID drives make great target practice. Yes, I'm sure they do. Maybe I'll send a few to Yankee. Oh, Geek of all trades. So you're buying more and more and more and more. So you're not fully convinced, because why would you be buying now if you truly believe it'll go down to 7,000? Hedging your bets? I'm not trying to be, not trying to. No, I agree. DCA. So you're not, this is your prediction, but you're not willing to bet the farm on it, shall we say. If you're willing to bet the farm on it, then you'd say, well, then I'll just wait. I'll just wait until it gets to that level. No reason for me to buy at a higher price. I'll just hold all of my coin. And when it gets down to that level, I will just buy it all. Yes, nothing is a guarantee. Absolutely. Jump change. Anyway, sorry. Just needling you just a little bit, because, I hear that when people say that, and I always wonder, okay, if you really believe that, are you waiting, or are you saying that's what you think is going to happen and you're hedging your bets a bit? And I always think it's smart to hedge your bets. I don't actually think we'll get down to 7,000. But yeah, if we do, seriously going to think about trying to find, I don't know. If I had a puppy to sell, I'd sell the puppy and see see what I could do there. Anyway, so you say too many taxable events to sell out now. It's actually just one taxable event if you sell it all. It's only one, but you have to obviously figure out what your prices were from all the times that you bought. But the sell is still only one taxable event. You can average all of the other things that all the other cryptos that are, or all the other buys that are feeding into that sell. Now, one thing, and I did mention this in previous weeks, that you can take $3,000 in losses against regular income. So keep that in mind. If you are thinking that crypto is going to go down further, might be a way of lowering your taxes. You can always buy back in. Crypto does not have a wash sale provision. That was talked about this past year, but that law did not pass. So you can sell your crypto, and right after you sell it, you can rebuy it and still claim your losses. So again, look it up yourself. Don't take my word for it. I am just a guy on the internet who is sharing my journey and things that I have found. But like I said, don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Alrighty. Gonna be wrapping up here shortly. Wow, it's 9:17. Where did the time go? Gandalf Gray says Filecoin can store and distribute data, whereas Storj only stores data 4 terabyte minimum. Interesting. Aussie J Mining, in our house, if it's after Thanksgiving, the Christmas trees go up. So yeah, that's why the Christmas tree is up. And like I said, makes cool display for all the crypto guys stickers. Cool decorations. Yeah, 3K in losses. Yay, there goes 1 month worth of crypto. Now only 11 more months of losses to go. Yeah, I know. I didn't sell a lot this year. I sold some, but I haven't really looked to see like what I know it'll be at a loss with the stuff I did sell, but I'm kind of curious to see if I exceeded that $3,000 in loss. Not sure. Like I said, I just sold Ethereum, but I bought Flux with it. So keeping it in. So, and now the other thing is those losses, you can move them to the following year. So just if you're over 3,000, don't be like, oh my God, I've got over $4,000 in losses. No, it just means you can carry over those losses to another year. Okay, so Golden Wolf asked me, what wallet am I using for Caspa? I am not using a wallet for Caspa. I am using Trade Ogre. So is that ideal? No, but it's like $100. It's $100 worth of Caspa. I mean, not really too worried about it. I think the odds of anything happening to it are remote. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't like any of the wallet options right now. Zelcore, the Flux team has talked about adding Caspa to Zelcore. So yes, as soon as it goes there, everything will get transferred over to Zelcore. So 4J says, I still have depreciation to use. Yes. If you're depreciating, yes, you can do that. I actually take the equipment that I buy as expenses. So, which from what I have read, and obviously everybody's mileage may vary. It depends on what country you're in as to how things are looked at. But in the, not financial advice, but in the US, I have found articles that have stated that you can take the electric, the equipment that we buy as an expense as opposed to having to depreciate them. So I didn't buy that much this year. At least that's what I think. As I go over everything, I'll probably look back and go, wow, I didn't realize I bought that much stuff. But yeah, keep that in mind. So yes, you can take those expenses against any mining profits. Now, next year is going to be pretty interesting because obviously, at least at this point, next year doesn't look like we're going to be making big profits at all. At least not at the beginning of the year. So we shall see. Red Panda Mining, good to see you. And actually, speaking of that, hey, Chump Change, did you send me one of those Red Panda Mining stickers yet? I need it. I needs it. Needs to go on the top of the tree. Needs to go on the top of the tree. Give me like a couple. I'll make like a little cone of panda stickers to go on top of the tree. All righty. Let's see what else we got here. Golden Wolf, thanks. That was what I was thinking of doing. A tree, like a panda cone. Is that? No, I'm just kidding. Alrighty. All Set Miner, where can I get a max voltage sticker? There are actually a couple places, but shoot me a DM, All Set Miner. I will probably be sending things out. So if any of you here want a, and I only have so many, but I think I'd have you covered. Shoot me a DM with your address. I will send people out stickers. That is what they're there for. I bought a bunch and I will certainly let you guys know when I start running low, but appreciate it. Kickable traits. Is that like a partridge in a pear tree, but it's a panda? Yeah, that'll work. That would work. What was that? Yeah, panda and a pine tree. I like it. And a panda in a pine tree. I like it. That's going to stick. That's going to stick, panda. What was that? Sunflower Mama says now she's got to write a whole 12 Days of Christmas. I'm sure with all of the crypto YouTubers. She is actually writing it down. Anyway. Oh, I can hardly wait. Could you imagine? That would be like the best. Oh, we have to do it. We'll have to get all three of us singing and make a video on it. The wheels are a turning. I can see the smoke coming out of her ears. Things are operating over there. Anyway. All right. Aussie J Mining and Crypto. I'm going to start YouTube next year. I'm going to need stickers. Okay, cool. See, Aussie J. So I've had trouble, just so you know, I've had trouble shipping things to other countries. So yeah. If you are in fact in Australia, I'm certainly willing to try, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Somebody clip that. What, me singing a panda and a pine tree? Yes, now figure out the other. I don't need to figure it out. Sun Flannel Mama has it fully under control. I'm not worried. Not worried at all. Three chum changes to golden wolves. Anyway, I'm just gonna post my address in the Discord and hope for the best. Blockchain domain, just shoot me a DM. My DMs are actually still open. Should actually look how many DMs do I have after I said that. Anyway, 3 Seb Fintechs. I'll probably have to help her out with all the options. All right. Crypto in his L3. All righty. Blue Dragon Mining says you should do it in the spirit of the Muppet style for the 12 days of Christmas, for the 12 days of crypto users. I'll have to look at that. I remember me. That much I remember. Or are you saying that all the crypto YouTubers have to sing their portion? I like it. That would work. I see where your mind is going. I like it. Alrighty. Well, guys, I have been going to 9:25 and I need to be up in about 6 hours. So I am going to call it a night. Thank you guys again for all being here. I do really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thanks again for your patience with the very beginning of the stream, because that was crazy with what my internet was doing. Glad it didn't take a dump in the middle of it. That would be good. So, alrighty, guys. Well, thank you again very much. I appreciate it. And you guys all have a wonderful night.